Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, car lots are still empty across the country, and Oxford is no exception. Find out why the new car shortage continues to plague buyers.
The bus system is drawing criticism from many patrons this semester. We'll take a look into some of those complaints coming up.
I think we all need to be prepared for the fact that it could happen with little to no warning.
And U.S. officials are awaiting a Russian invasion of Ukraine that they say could happen any day. We'll update you on the state of Russia's border buildup straight ahead. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Celeste Lay.
And I'm Hannah Deere. 8 speakers are slated for the 7th annual TEDx University of Mississippi event. This year's presenters are Michelle L.D. Hanlon, Michael Fagans, Stephanie Showalter-Otts, Shard Thomas, Mario Brito, Richard Balkin, Megan Rosenthal, and Jacqueline DeBase-Simmons. Each speaker will share a 10 to 12-minute talk relating to this year's theme, New Avenues, specifically in the arts and sciences. The student-run event will offer live music featuring the Mississippi Jazz Ensemble and the Rising Stars Fire and Drum Band. The event is set for 7 p.m. on February 22nd at the Ford Center. Tickets are free but must be reserved through the Ford Center box office.
This year's Black History Month keynote is coming up with some well-known Ole Miss names, Donald Cole and Peggy Gillum Anderson. Cole was an activist as a student at the university. He was arrested and jailed following protest on the treatment of black students in 1970. He worked as an administrator assistant provost before retiring in 2019. Gillum Anderson holds the all-time scoring and rebounding record for the women's basketball team at Ole Miss. She went on to be the assistant coach for the Olympic basketball team that won gold in 2000. They will reflect on what it means to be black and how that has changed over time. The theme of the keynote is I Am UM. This year's keynote is scheduled for 6 o'clock this Wednesday in the Gertrude C. Ford Student Union Ballroom.
In transportation news, local car dealers are still struggling to get cars on the lot. NewsWatch reporter Dana Drake went to a dealership to find out why the shortage of cars is persisting.
The Canon Nissan dealership in Oxford looks like an empty parking lot.
I used to keep 100 to 120 new vehicles in stock at all times. After the weekend sales and one that is sold that's going out today, I'll have 2 new cars on the lot.
General Manager Jeff Hawkins says the reason for lack of cars is an electronic chip shortage.
There was like 3 major chip companies in the world. One of them had massive layoffs due to COVID, and one of them actually caught fire and burnt down. So that is what really kind of started this shortage, and it's been very, very tough to catch up.
Hawkins says the few cars they do get are sold immediately.
But as soon as they arrive, we have customers, in many cases, that already have deposits on them, that are waiting on them to get here, so they end up being delivered the same or the next day that they get here.
The lack of new cars has led to a decrease in car sales, and for car salesmen like Vincent Buchanan, this means a decreased income.
It's commission-based, so that affected everyone, salespeople, managers, affected all of us, because like I said, that volume is down a lot compared to what it used to be before now.
Hawkins is hoping that the chip shortage will resolve itself later this year, but he thinks that customers may never see full car lots again and may have to get used to ordering their cars in advance. Dana Drake for Hotty Toddy News.
As a result of the new car shortage, used car prices have soared. Since last January, the average price for used cars in trucks has gone up by over 40%. Over the same time period, gas prices have also risen by 40%.
Speaking of cars, Oxford may be getting electrical car charging stations in the near future. Oxford Utilities is looking to get grants from the Tennessee Valley Authority and the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality to bring chargers to the square. Once the agreement is approved, the city could bet up to a total of $200,000. The station is planned to be located in or near the downtown Oxford parking garage. The agreement is on the agenda for tomorrow's Board of Aldermen meeting.
In other transportation news, complaints on campus parking have ramped up this semester, and university transportation officials say that the buses are a good alternative, but some patrons are having a difficult time relying on buses to make it to campus on time. NewsWatch reporter Kennedy Cooper has a closer look.
As on-campus parking continues to be an issue,
Ole Miss parking's horrible.
students have another alternative in the Oxford University buses that can take them from apartments and on-campus lots to campus.
I think the bus has been very useful for students like me who live on off-campus housing.
Riders can track estimated arrival times for their routes on the OUT website, which estimate buses arriving every 10 to 15 minutes, but they are not always accurate. Right now, I'm standing in front of the Kennan Observatory bus stop. As buses come in and out, students have been complaining, saying it's hard to depend on the bus due to time and malfunctions.
My first day of class, I was like, okay, I can, get there like 5 minutes before the bus and I'll be fine. I'll get to class okay. And then I ended up being late for class because it was 20 minutes late.
On some days, the routes can take a little long, and I know it can make me upset because it can make me late for class when they don't get through around the time they're supposed to.
While students have had good and bad experiences, parking director Samuel Patterson says these buses still provide good value and students should get in a routine and use Oxford University Transit. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Kennedy Cooper.
Late buses might not be the only inconvenience you face getting across campus. The redirected pedestrian pathway between Shoemaker and Phaser Halls alongside Thad Cochran Research Center will close for construction on February 28th. The pathway will remain closed until the Duff Center is completed, but it will open for home football games.
COVID-19 infections continue to decline after the Omicron spike, with Mississippi's numbers dropping to 4,719 new cases and 94 new deaths since Friday. There are currently 17 active confirmed cases on campus, 11 of which are students and 6 that are faculty and staff cases.
Today is Valentine's Day, the day of the heart. We'll take a look at some of the easiest ways to take care of yours coming up. But first, here is a look at your current conditions.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Mom, I got it. What are you doing in there?
I got slapped.
Are you a dog?
I wouldn't do that. Have you seen the pliers? Where'd you find those?
It's not your birthday.
Sorry.
Bye, Grandpa.
Bye, Grandpa.
Take care of yourself.
What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Officials are losing faith in a diplomatic solution and believe that Russian invasion of Ukraine is just around the corner. Many countries are evacuating their embassies in Ukraine. CNN's John Lawrence has the latest details.
6 months.
President Joe Biden spoke with his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky Sunday, promising to respond swiftly and decisively if Russia takes further action against Ukraine.
An invasion could begin, a major military action could begin by Russia in Ukraine any day now. That includes this coming week before the end of the Olympics.
The talk with Zelensky comes one day after Biden warned Russian President Vladimir Putin in a phone call with swift and severe costs if Ukraine is invaded.
We are prepared with a package of potential economic consequences that will hit many of those oligarchs and make clear to Russia that there are real costs to pay for this.
Although preparations are underway, including the U.S. providing Ukraine with 180 tons of ammunition, the White House and some top lawmakers are hoping for a peaceful resolution.
The best thing that could happen is for us to pass a sanctions package, pre-invasion with a waiver, post-invasion sanctions that would destroy the ruble and cripple the Russian economy, so Putin could see it in writing. That might help him decide not to invade.
Some analysts say Putin could punish himself if he goes ahead with military action.
It might strengthen ties between Ukraine and the European Union. It also has created a stronger sense of Ukrainian national identity. And it's hard for me to see how that helps either Mr. Putin or Russia.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Russia continues to deny that it has any plans to invade. Ukraine's president continues to ask for assistance. And this morning, the European Union endorsed an assistance package worth over $1.3 billion.
After almost a week, a bridge at the border of the U.S. and Canada is open again. The protest over Canada's vaccine mandate that blocked the Ambassador Bridge that connected Detroit to Canada is inspiring similar demonstrations in both countries and more supply chain delays as a result. Trade between the U.S. and Canada is hundreds of billions of dollars yearly.
If you're on the hunt for avocados, you may have some trouble finding them. The U.S. has suspended avocado imports from Mexico. According to Mexico's Agriculture Ministry, this follows a threatening phone call to a USDA food inspector's official cell phone. The only area in Mexico authorized to export avocados to the U.S. is the western state Michoacan. This area is also currently the site of a turf war between local criminal organizations. Mexican local and state police are working with the USDA to address the issue.
It's Valentine's Day, meaning that today hearts take center stage. But health officials want to take today to focus on heart health. CNN's Mandy Gaither has a look at some tips to make sure your heart has plenty more Valentine's Days in its future.
Love is in the air, so what better time than now to show your heart a little love?
Heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women in the United States.
Dr. Lakshmi Mehta, a cardiologist at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, says there are 5 ways to jumpstart your heart health. First, if you smoke, quit. Second, develop a healthier lifestyle, which includes being active and eating a heart-healthy diet.
That is rich in nutrient foods with more fruits and vegetables and nuts and legumes, and you want to really reduce your saturated fats.
Third, know your number. See your doctor to find out your blood pressure, glucose, and cholesterol levels. If they're elevated, getting them under control is essential. Fourth, get plenty of sleep.
It can lead to heart failure, high blood pressure if you're not getting adequate sleep, and poor metabolism. But it also leads to fatigue and a non-productive day.
Finally, focus on your heart health by taking care of your mental health. Stress can raise your blood pressure, which can lead to heart disease. It can also cause a condition called broken heart syndrome, which may feel like a heart attack. Symptoms include chest pain and shortness of breath.
If you notice that something's different about yourself, that you're getting more short of breath, you're fatigued, you should seek immediate medical attention.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Take some time today to look at your lifestyle and see how you can improve your own heart health.
Being vengeful this Valentine's Day? Maybe try turning your ex in for involvement with illegal weapons. That's what the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is suggesting anyway, posting on Twitter that Valentine's Day can be fun even if you broke up. The post comes amid a push from the White House to reduce gun violence. The strategy has already paid off. A woman on Bumble turned in a match who bragged about being at the January 6th riot at the Capitol.
In the spirit of Valentine's Day, Tinder is now introducing a new way of finding that perfect date. No photos, just a chat at first. The new blind date feature encourages users to talk before they can actually see what each other look like. Before chatting, users will answer a few questions, then the app will set up potential matches based on their answers. After they are put into a timed chat, the two users can continue to chat and reveal their profiles only if they both swipe right on each other. Tinder says it has led to 40% more matches than the fast chat feature.
Coming up in sports, the Los Angeles Rams' close win over the Bengals in Super Bowl 56 will go down in history as one to remember. And Team USA is sporting some new Olympic hardware after their wins in Beijing. Find out more up next in sports.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
On October 15, 2017, two words changed the course of history. The words we wrote that day are a part of a longer and even more powerful history.
The wounds become scars.
Things are changing.
We really need everyone's voices.
Today, we all have a chance to write another chapter, powered by everyday activism as simple as joining a march or reading a book, written to a permanent archive on a public blockchain.
Because it takes a sea of us coming forward to demand change.
Because no matter who you are, you can act too. The end of sexual violence begins with this next act.
Times during class, and I tell her to talk to him, and it's like, oh, ew.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
The Los Angeles Rams came up big in the end for a 23-20 Super Bowl win over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Rams have had an historic all-in season that was capped off with their first Super Bowl title since 2019. They lost to the Patriots in a weird 13-3 game that clearly left a bad taste in their mouth. They were able to host the championship this year at their brand new home stadium. It is the second year in a row that a Super Bowl team is playing in their home stadium. While it was an exciting matchup, the actual game was overshadowed by an incredible halftime performance, dare I say, best ever.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent. The music, sets, and overall production was everything and more. During the post-game honors, the NFL selected wide receiver Cooper Kupp as the Super Bowl MVP after a game-winning touchdown late in the fourth. It was definitely one to remember, and I'm already looking forward to next year. Onto the court, the women's basketball team has fallen into a bit of a rough patch, losing their second straight. Ole Miss traveled to Starkville yesterday and weren't able to control Mississippi State's aggressive offense. Shakira Austin continued to be dominant for the Rebels, but this time it was off the glass. She had 15 rebounds and 20 points for her 7th double-double of the season. Angel Baker came off the bench for a 20-piece of her own, but it wasn't enough and the Rebels fell 70-59 in Starkville. Ole Miss will head back to Oxford when the Texas A&M Aggies travel to the Pavilion on Thursday. Tip-off will be at 8 p.m. on SEC Network. Staying with the Rebel basketball teams, the men's team has also been able to find a bit of a rhythm, losing their 3rd straight game. Ole Miss traveled to Columbia, Missouri over the weekend, but weren't able to climb out of the 20-point deficit in the second half. Matthew Morrell led the team with 15 points, while Luis Rodriguez earned his 4th career double-double with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Ole Miss will look to get back on track tomorrow when South Carolina travels to the SJB Pavilion. This matchup is set for 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Skating onto the ice for some Olympic news, Team USA's Erin Jackson became the first black woman to win Olympic speed skating gold after her teammate gave up her spot to ensure Jackson would get a chance to skate in Beijing. Erin Jackson nearly missed out on this opportunity after slipping during the qualifying trials. Instead of competing herself, friend and teammate Brittany Bowe forfeited her spot to make sure that the true #1 skater would be able to compete. Not only is Jackson the first black woman, she's also the first U.S. woman to win a speed skating gold at the Olympics since Bonnie Blair in 1994. As soon as she crossed the finish line, Jackson glanced up to the board to see a #1 next to her name. It was instant emotion and pride on her face for what she had just accomplished, and the realization that she had just become an Olympic champion. Staying in Beijing, the United States monobob Olympic team had an impressive showing on the podium, earning both gold and silver. Kaylee Humphries earned her 3rd gold medal over the weekend, but this time it was for the United States. Humphries was already a 2-time Olympic champion for Canada, but a few weeks ago gained United States citizenship. After her latest gold medal, she now holds the most golds of any female bobsledder in Winter Games history. Right behind Humphries, earning silver, is Alana Myers-Taylor, a 2-time silver medalist. Myers-Taylor is one of just 2 mothers competing for the United States at these Winter Games. With this medal, she became the oldest American woman to win a medal at the Winter Olympics. And that's all I've got for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates.
Thanks, Ruby. Are you panicking because you forgot to get that special someone a Valentine's gift? Fear not, we have got a gift idea that no one will see coming. That's next.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
The Idaho Potato Commission is releasing a new accessory, and yes, it has to do with potatoes. They have a new perfume called Frights by Idaho to leave you smelling like freshly fried French fries. Maybe this is what your Valentine needs to top off their gift.
The perfume is made from distilled potatoes and essential oils. It retails for about the same price as an order of French fries, only $1.89.
And a Pollfish survey says that 90% of Americans find the smell of French fries irresistible. The perfume can be bought exclusively on the Idaho Potato Commission website. Okay, I'm definitely going to be purchasing some of that.
I would definitely love it if my man smelled like French fries.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's McDonald's.
I think Checkers.
Yeah, no.
Checkers Cajun French fries.
Ooh, yeah, get some of that.
Oh, yeah.
That is all we have for tonight. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Hannah Deere.
And I'm Celeste Lay. Make sure to find us on social media, NewsWatch Ole Miss, for the latest updates on Ole Miss and beyond.
Thank you, and good night.